Hello everyone, Xanderreal Gaming coming at y'all with another video. Before we get into the video, please subscribe to the channel and leave this video a like. I really appreciate it. But in today's video, we are going to be doing another Digimon deck profile, and I'm kind of staying on the theme of DNA Digivolving. In my previous video, I did my DNA Digivolve Omnimon deck, and then one of my other favorite decks is this DNA Digivolve Boltboutamon Nightmaresoldiers deck. I've been waiting for this guy to come out for so long. I think that this Digimon's art is absolutely insane and so cool, and he's just one of the coolest looking Digimon that we have in Digimon. And he's just so cool. I love this Digimon so much. It's awesome to have him into the card game, and his support for this deck actually came out pretty flush in EXO8. I think that it's a really solid deck. It came with a lot of pieces. I don't feel like it was missing a ton of stuff. Now, granted, we have had a couple of promos and things like that have come out that kind of maybe give you some more things to work with different ways you want to build the deck. But I think overall, it came out pretty solid. I'm glad I'm finally getting to do a deck profile for you guys for it. But this is the main Digimon. He is a whopping 15,000 DP, level 7, 15 play cost Digimon. It will cost you 5 to Digivolve on top of a level 6 that is yellow, purple, or black, because he is, of course, yellow, black, and purple. 3-color Digimons are so strong, so cool, and they come with a lot of really good effects. He is DNA Digivolve a purple or black level 6 with a yellow or green level 6. So in most cases in this deck, if you have 2 level 6s out, they meet that color requirement for you to be able to DNA Digivolve, because we run a lot of dual color Digimon, which helps us get there for sure. Or he has another way to DNA Digivolve, which is with a Piedmon plus a myotismon, also for a 0 cost. So you're able to skip the level 6 if you have out the myotismon, and being able to DNA Digivolve myotismon and Piedmon together, which is how this Digimon is made. Chronologically in the lore, that is the 2 that DNA Digivolve, which makes for him to be the ultimate big bad guy, cool, awesome Digimon. Getting into his when Digivolving effect, when Digivolving Digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon, and for the turn, all of their Digimon get minus 6,000 DP, which is so strong, such an amazing effect here, being able to Digivolve 3. And then flat across their board, all their Digimon get minus 6,000 DP. That could be enough to absolutely wipe their whole board. Then if DNA Digivolving, so you get that first effect regardless of how you Digivolve him. But if you do DNA Digivolving, then you can play up to 10 play cost totals worth of Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon cards from your trash without paying the cost, which is really, really good. That can get you out some of your aces and other cards because it's a 10 play cost. So it's just a total of 10 play cost total worth of, you can get up to that. You don't have to do a whole 10 because it says up to 10, so you don't have to be specifically 10 play cost. It could be anything in between, just not over, which you can see how this deck can really swing for game. 5-check your opponent if you are able to, get into a level 6, swing with some rookies, take that 6 into 5, DNA Digivolve. You get to play out a bunch of other Digimon. Now this guy gets to attack. Really, really cool. And then he says all turns once per turn when other Digimon are deleted, trash your opponent's top security. The absolute best part about this card here. All turns, so during your opponent's turn as well, you get to trash their top security. If one of their Digimon is deleted, it doesn't care how it's deleted. If they swing into your security and it is deleted by battle, you get to trash the top security. Or during your turn when you go into this guy, right, you're going to DNA Digivolve and then wipe their board, and then hopefully be able to trash one of their securities. Such a strong effect. This guy is awesome, really, really cool, and it is the main card in the deck, and we are running it at a 4 of. Yes, we're running it at a 4 of, because even if you have to just Digivolve into this card for the cost of 5 on your level 6s, you are still getting his effect that says the all turns effect is the most important part about this card, just being able to trash their security once you clear their bodies out. And in a lot of instances, you may just hard play the Piedmon. If they don't get rid of the Piedmon, you're not able to find your myotismon, then you just straight Digivolve into the Boltboutamon, and now you're able to put pressure on your opponent when one of their Digimon would be deleted. But going through the lineup here, we are running 5 eggs, and this is, a little Trixie's running the 5 eggs. We run so many rookies that I think you do need to run the 5 eggs, but if you want to only run 4 of the newest Demi-Marimon here from EX08, you should probably just only run 4, but if you are feeling like you're, going through your rookies too fast, you can add the other Demi-Marimon, and this one just says, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has the NSO Nightmare Soldier trait, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So this card makes it where you can fuel cards into your trash, which is what you want to do in this deck, because you need to have some kind of pieces in setup, and then at the same time being able to clear out their floodgates if they have one out. Running 4 of that one, if you want to run 1 of the BT3 Demi-Marimon, I think it is a nice include in the deck with the undeletion trigger, draw 1, then trash 1, so you're able to cycle through your deck some. The most important rookie in the deck is, and why we're running 4 of it, is this Demi-Marimon. And this is the piece that you're going to want to see all the time. You're going to play this guy 4 or 5 times in a game because we have ways to get him back. And he just says, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the Nightmare Soldier trait and 1 card with the Fallen Angel trait among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. You can hit on the Nightmare Soldier and the Fallen Angel because there are a couple cards that are Fallen Angels. But most of the time, you're only going to get 1 card. But it is a really good searcher. And then when attacking once per turn, you get to draw 1. Trash 1. Free cycle in the deck. I do know, like, with this package, a lot of people have been taking in some Nidhogg's, so that way when you trash the card, you get to gain the memory, but I think that that's just, the deck already is a toolbox deck. You do so much different things with this deck. You have so many different effects and colors. I think that the Nidhogg just adds too much going on in the deck, but if you do want to run a discard package to get value, you can, but I just don't know where the room is for it. As, combo and inconsistent as the deck can be, I try to make it pretty consistent with what I'm trying to do. 4 of that one. We are also running 4 of the Tapermon. This card is so good because it is a floodgate. All turns your opponent can't gain memory other than by tamer effects. Really good to put this on the board, slow your opponent down, and if they kill it once, you have ways to bring Digimon back, so you don't really care at all. And then just 3 of the Candlemon. Yes, I know that this isn't a ton of rookies. It is only 8, 9, 10, 11 rookies, but you don't feel that bad because you get to keep seeing these rookies, right? Like, it's not a ton of rookies, but we're going to keep playing them out. We're always going to have rookies on the board to go into our level 4s, and he is just a really good on deletion gain 1 memory. It's a really, really good card. If you want to bump this to a 4 of and maybe take out one of the Boltboutamons you could, I guess. That would probably make it a little more consistent, but I'm a little greedy here. Only running 3 of this Candlemon, and it does have a cool inherit effect. Your turn, this Digimon gains a generic 2000 DP boost, but you're gonna be popping this guy a lot of times, which is fine. And the cool thing about all 3 of these rookies is that they all can go on a Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon and ignoring the color because it just says level 2 Nightmare Soldier trait 0. So even though these are all 3 different colors, they can all go on top of this Demi-Marimon. But the one reason you may not want to run this other Demi-Marimon is that it is not a Nightmare Soldier. So if this is your first egg out on the board, the Demi-Marimon is going to be the only one that can Digivolve on top of it. So you might find yourself stuck, which is why a lot of risks don't run this Demi-Marimon. I think in mine currently I've taken it out since I went down on the Candlemons. But if you don't want to run this Demi-Marimon, you don't have to. That's for sure. We are, like I said, this is a toolbox deck, so not as cookie cutter as some of the lists. Everyone's list is going to be really, really different. I would assume so, but how versatile and, different this deck can be. But the main level 4 that you are going to run, I think most people will say that you need to run at a 4 of, is this Devimon, because it is your Fallen Angel, so you can search it with that Devimon, and it is 5 play cost, which is not that much, and it digivolves on top of your level 3 Nightmare Soldier traits for only 2, which is really, really good. And it is an on-play and when Digivolve in effect by trashing 1 card in your hand. Give one of your opponent's Digimon on deletion. Trash 1 card in your hand until the end of the turn. And you can see, like, this deck's already starting to do some different things. Like, you're going to delete some things. You give that thing the on deletion. They trash 1 in their hand. Really cool effect. You're going to be doing a lot of things here. Getting DP boost, deleting things, making your opponent trash cards in their hand, negative DP. It does a little bit of everything. And then the inheritable, once again, when attacking once per turn, draw 1 and trash 1 card. Free cycle. Really good. Definitely the level 4 you want to see the most of. Going into that, we are running 3 of the Piedmon, and this one is so good because it only costs 3 to play, which is so good. Just being able to play this out for 3 if your opponent gave you 3, and then be able to pop off what your myotismon play. This card is so good. It doesn't have an effect on the body. It does digivolve for 2. I do wish it had maybe some effect, but I get it. It's only a 3 play cost, so totally understandable that you get to bring out a level 4 for 3. But it does have an inheritable, which is really good too. When attacking, once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. And the reason this inheritable is really, really important and good is because say you've already cleared the board, now they move up another big body. Now you might have an issue getting over that 15,000 DP, since that's all your guy is 15,000 the Boltboutamon. Now this guy lets you be like, you know, bring that thing down a little bit. Now you're not fighting on the same level as me by giving that Digimon reduced DP. Or if you just want to clear off some rookies that they played out, he can do that for you too. Going through it, we're only running 2 of the Marimon from the EXOA. All these came in the same set. It is just an on play and on deletion. Delete when your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. It is also only a 4 play cost, which is really good. You can see the cheap play cost for some of the level 4s, which is why we don't feel bad going so low on some of our rookies. And it does Digivolve for a 2 on top of your NSO trait characters, Digimon, which is really good. And it being an on play and when Digivolving is really good because sometimes you play him out with your effect, get something -4 and blow it up, get another kill something that's 4. Really, really cool. And it gives you the 2000 DP inheritable during your turn only, which is a little unfortunate. It's not all turns, but still a really, really good card. And then I do run one of the promo Dokugumon, and I thought that this one would be a little more important than it was, but I don't find myself wanting to get into this one too much because you can recycle a lot of these guys from your sideline, right? And this is the one in my hand I don't want to see a ton because it doesn't help promote your plays as much as it does stop your opponent, because it is just a 3 play cost for level 4, which is amazing to be honest, but it says on play and on deletion, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So it is a really good card that can let you get through some of your opponent's big blocker Digimon. For some reason, I find myself not using this one quite as much, but this deck cycles so much, and you have so many different ways to get through things that you're bound to see it throughout one game. And it does Digivolve for 2 on one of your other Digimon. I just like what the 8mon offers a little bit better considering he has the inheritable. I do think I was running like a 2-2-2 split evenly from the other level 4s here and 4 of the Devimon, but I kept finding myself wanting more of the 8mon, being just such a good 3 play cost and giving me that coveted inheritable, which I wanted a lot. This is probably the Boltboutamon and the Ace, and this myotismon is one of the most essential cards in the deck. This is the thing that makes the whole engine run. Such a good card. This myotismon is a level 5. It is a 7 play cost for level 5, which is not horrible. It will Digivolve for 3 on top of your Nightmare Soldiers, and he does have an awesome effect. When attacking, you may play 1 Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon card with a play cost of 3 or less from your trash without paying the cost. So that is going to be all of your level 3 Digimon and then half of your level 4 Digimon, which are really, really good. You can play out this Dokugumon or that 8mon that we were talking about, and that's why I was saying the 8mon is really good because we're going to Digivolve on top of it. So you get to play a play cost 3 or less from your trash without paying the cost. And then your turn, once per turn, when your Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the Nightmare Soldier trait, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Nightmare Soldier and trait in the hand. Then that DNA Digimon may attack. So this card is really, really important. The combo essentially is you want to have this myotismon out, and then you can hard play your Piedmon, get the Piedmon's on play effect. Since you played a Digimon, you can now activate this myotismon's effect to DNA Digivolve the myotismon with the Piedmon and go into your Boltboutamon. That's going to be one of your key essential plays to be able to do that because you can DNA Digivolve for free. So you're just paying the cost for what the Piedmon costs to play, and then you get to DNA Digivolve and do all your shenanigans. That's your most key essential play that you're trying to do in this deck, but there are a lot of other ways to also get around this. Say you already have the Piedmon out, well, you can play down the myotismon, and he does get to see himself play because it says when one of your Digimon are played or Digivolve, you can play down the myotismon for 7 as well, and then DNA Digivolve with the Piedmon you have on the board. So you're always able to get this guy's effect off. He is the most important piece in the entire deck, and he does have when attacking once per turn by deleting one of your other Digimon. This Digimon unsuspends which is really good because you're going to be playing out one of the lower level Digimon, DNA Digivolve with this Myotismon, swing with your Boltboutamon, blow up one of your rookies, hopefully get a really cool effect, and now it's standing back up. This Myotismon is so good, one of the best cards in the deck. You have to see this and you want to pop off. But we do have some more really cool toolboxy things that we can do with this deck, because this deck offers you a lot of different things that you can do. And we run 2 other level 5s. I run 2 of the Mammothmon from EX08, and it is a 7 play cost, 3 to Digivolve on top of your Nightmare Soldiers, and he says when Digivolving, you may play 1 Nightmare Soldier trait card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying the cost. So this one does come from into your hand, and you can see where this one comes up. This is essentially the one that you want to maybe start your stack off with early. You move him up. You have cards in your hand, nothing in your trash yet. You Digivolve into this Mammothmon, and now you get to play one of your guys out from your hand for for free, as long as their play cost is 3 or less, which is a lot of your cards. And then when this guy is deleted, they're not going to touch this guy, because on deletion, give 2 of your opponent's Digimon security attack -1 until the end of the turn. So he essentially has pseudo protection, because if they pop this, now you're giving 2 of their Digimon the minus security attack -1. So this is the one that you kind of want to move up as, but you always want to see the Myotismon, because he is really, really good too. But this card is really good, and then it is when attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -4000 DP for the turn. Really, really good. You can see we're doing all kinds of things here. I like this card a lot. Super cool card. And we are DNA Digivolving into our level 7s, but we do have a small DNA Digivolve package for our level 5, because we're going to be playing out some of these level 4s a lot in this deck. And this guy is so good. The Pumpkinmon is a 6 play cost. Digivolves for 4 on top of a purple or yellow level 4 Digimon. Or just, you know, Digivolve for 3 on top of Nightmare Soldier. And he does say on play, when Digivolve, return 1 card with the Nightmare Soldier trait from your trash to your hand. So if you get a piece that you're missing, you add it back to your hand with this guy. That is on play and when Digivolving. So whenever you play him out with the Boltboutamon, he can let you get back the Piedmon or the Myotismon that you're missing. And then now you can hopefully go into another Boltboutamon. And he is on deletion when your opponent's Digimon gets -4000 DP for the turn. So you see we have a lot of on deletion effects, when attacking effects. We have a lot of ways to neg DP on our opponent. And then he has a really, really good inheritable, which is on deletion, you recover 1. This inheritable is so good. If they get rid of your Piedmon or any of your other level 6s or 7, now you get to recover 1. This deck does a lot of everything. That's why it's so fun to play. And then the most important part about this card, and I wanted to cover it last, is that it does DNA Digivolve from a level 4 yellow, plus also a level 4 purple or red. So you do have to have a yellow, which is the 8mon, which is the main card, why I try to keep it at a 3. So what you do is you have to have 8mon on the board, and then one of these other 2, and then you can DNA Digivolve that 8mon with one of the other 2, and then boom, bring out the Pumpkinmon here. So that is why we do want to have 3 of the 8mon, because he is the one you have to have a yellow level 4 plus a level 4 red or purple Digimon, but the DNA Digivolve cost is 0. This Pumpkinmon is going to be one of the key pieces to how you're able to go for game, because once you get into the Boltboutamon play, you're able to hopefully get into another Piedmon or Boltboutamon and really take over the game from there. Oh, this is a doozy. Sorry. I want to skip over these 2 and talk about the Skull Mammothmon first. We are only running 1 of this one. I do think that this guy is a really good Digimon, and I love to see him. He is 2 colors. He does Digivolve for 3 on top of a level 5 purple or yellow, and then he also does just Digivolve generically for 3 on your Nightmare Soldiers, which all your level 5s are Nightmare Soldiers in this deck. And he says when Digivolving, you may play 1 Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon card with a play cost of 5 or less from your hand or trash without paying the cost. So a really, really good way to be able to get out another body on the board. I like running him at a 1-up, because sometimes this Mammothmon stack, like I said, is a good way to, you know, slow your opponent down, because he also has an on deletion recover +1, which is really, really strong. So say you have the Pumpkinmon that DNA Digivolve to go into the Skull Mammothmon. Now you Digivolve into the Skull Mammothmon. The Skull Mammothmon lets you play out another Digimon, and now the Skull Mammothmon stack has on deletion recover 1 on him, and the Pumpkinmon has it recover +1. You can see where you get to start to do some really crazy shenanigans with this deck, and I think the Skull Mammothmon is a good include at a 1-of in the deck because I found out that this Talisman is so strong. I used to run an even 2-2 split, but this Talisman wins you a lot of matchups, and I do want to talk about him because I think that he is a card that is slept on in this deck and is just slept on in general in the card game because I think that he could do a lot of work in any kind of deck that you want to base around this Talisman. He's a play cost of 12. He's purple and he's green. Good colors. He digivolves on top of a purple or a green level 5 for 4. Or just digivolves for 3 on your Nightmare Soldiers. And he is also a DNA Digivolve Digimon. So you get to DNA Digivolve into this guy because it just cost you a purple or green level 5 plus a red or yellow level 5. And the way that we get into this guy is you do have to have myotismon and then any of these other 2 level 5s out. And then you can DNA Digivolve into the Talisman for free, which is super, super strong. And this guy gives you another aspect in the game, which is when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then return one of their suspended Tamers to the bottom of the deck. It's so good. I actually won the last tournament at my locals that I played with this deck, and this guy came in clutch because he got rid of so many Tamers that my opponents were playing. And you always get this effect no matter if it's Digivolved or DNA Digivolve. Obviously, it's nice if you get the DNA Digivolve into it for free, but this is just absolutely such a good effect because say their Tamers are already suspended, well, you get to suspend one of their Digimon or their Tamers. So say now you get to suspend the Digimon, and then now that Tamer that is already suspended, you send it to the bottom of the deck, and it's no longer here for this. And this card is aggro as mess, and it's a dark animal, so you guys can maybe cook a deck with this guy since he's a dark animal. Maybe I'll try to build some cool deck with this guy because I love him a lot. This card is so strong because it says your turn. For each color in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, it gets plus 1000 DP, while your opponent has no Digimon with as much or more DP as this Digimon. It gains Piercing and Security Attack plus 1. So essentially, it gets the Piercing and Security Attack plus 1 as long as it's the biggest Digimon on the board. And spoilers, you're going to have at least 2 colors in the sources because you do have to DNA Digivolve, which makes him a 14,000 DP Digimon. Now, this card is not as good if your opponent already has a walled up big body on the board that you can't get around, but if they have no Digimon out and you slowly build up to this Talisman, you move it up, now you have a Security Attack plus 1 14,000 DP Digimon that is swinging in for a couple of checks here, which is really good. This Talisman just adds another element to the deck, giving you Piercing, Security Attack, and some Tamer hate. Like I said, this deck is doing it all, and it just gets better with the Piedmon Ace. I've gone over a lot of stuff, but this is definitely the main card of the deck that you're going to be playing out. It is an Ace Digimon, so you can hard play it for 7, or you can Blast Digivolve when your opponent attacks, or if not, it just costs you 3 on top of your Nightmare Soldiers, which all of your Digimon that are level 5 are in the deck. And it has on play, when Digivolving, activate the effect below 4 times. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. The reason this is so much better than giving something just a generic 8000 is because now you get to pick how you want to do this. You can spread it out, put 2 on one Digimon, and then put 2 on 2 other Digimon to maybe clear some small bodies. And it really just gives you a lot more agency with how you want to spread this out. And I love that this effect does this. It's really good. A great way to, if your opponent tries to attack into your level 5s, now you blast Digivolve into this. If something's too big for you, you get to minus it, and then now they're swinging in and killing themselves. He also has all turns once per turn when other Digimon are deleted. You may play one level 4 or lower Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost, which is really good because this is going to let you DNA Digivolve with the Pumpkinmon, play out some bodies that are really good that can help you swarm your opponent's board. This card is absolutely so strong, so insane, such a good card. Love to see it. It has to be at a 4 of. This card is so good. I love Piedmon Ace, and he is one of my favorite characters from the Dark Masters. I am upset that he does not have Dark Masters in the trait, but they just love keeping Piedmon down. But now that he has an Ace, he's here and he's ready to play. We already went over the Boltboutamon. Hopefully you can see now how we're able to get into this Boltboutamon so easy. We have all these level 6s. We do meet the DNA Digivolve requirement because this is going to be our purple, and this can be your yellow or your other green here, and you can also do it in any combination if you have two Piedmons out, because Piedmon counts as one of the purples and the other one can count as the yellow, or like we said before, the myotismon and Piedmon lets you cheat out the DNA Digivolve for him, which is for free. Going into the options and the tamers, we are running 3 of this Nightmare Soldier. I used to have this at a 4 of, but it is still a very important card in the deck because you use it for 2. While you have no face-up security cards, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Awesome. Very, very important because you might not always have the purple color out. Security all turns all your level 4 higher Digimon with the Nightmare Soldier trait gain Scapegoat, which lets you be able to kill one of your other small bodies if they try to kill one of your big bodies, which keeps them alive, and then you get the on-deletion of your smaller bodies because they all have like the on-play and on-deletion effects, which is so good. This card is so important. You definitely want to see this in your opening hand so that way you can add, a free card from your security to your hand, which adds another element of like card draw from your deck, essentially getting it from your life, and then it's just such a really good card. I love this card. I think running at a 4 of is a little too much, but you do run it at a 3 of because you want to see this card. If this was the top card of your security, it'd make it a little bit easier, but you add your bottom security to your hand, then you place this face up as the bottom security, so it's going to be the last thing they check, so you're always going to have that out there. Now, if you do come up in a situation where you have more Nightmare Soldiers in your hand, you do have trash outlets in the deck with the when attackings, trash one, draw one, and stuff like that. You have ways to get this out of your hand, so it's not going to be just a dead card sitting there. But Insecurity, this card is busted. Insecurity is so good. I do miss running at a 4 of, but 3 of. Hopefully you see one in Security here too. Security, you may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Nightmare Soldier trait from your hand without paying the cost. So they swing into your Security, and now you got a body on the board. You're going to get that body's on-play effect, and it could be, catastrophic because any of the, you just get all these effects. On play, return a Nightmare Soldier to your hand. On play, delete one of the level 4s. On play, you give something on deletion. On play, suspend. You can see here, all our Digimon have all these really cool on-play effects that we will get because it doesn't say that we don't get those. This card is so important in the deck. You definitely have to run it a minimum of a 2 or 3 of, but I think that 3 of is a good spot. I am running 1 reinforcing memory boost. This deck is doing a little bit of everything, but say you are on the back foot, you just want to look at the top 2 cards, add any of them to your hand, and then put the other one in your security. We do have some really cool cards in this deck that we want to see in the security, especially just talking about that, Nightmare Soldiers. Like, we put that there, we're going to be sitting good because we know we're going to play something. We could play the card that we just put back in our hand. This card is so good in this deck. This is definitely one of the decks I wish that this was at a 3 of, but we know for a reason why it's not a 3 of, because the card is absolutely busted, because then you get domain delay, gain 3 memory, in security you just place it in the battle area. This card being a 1 of is why we're only running 3 of the Amber memory boost, and this is definitely the best memory boost you want to run in this deck because we don't have a lot of single colors, right? Like if you try to run anything that is one of the like purple memory boosts or yellow or the training cards, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff because we don't share the same color throughout everything. Say we ran the yellow memory boost or anything like that, well, now we're missing out on Talisman. We wouldn't be able to grab him. If we ran, the other way around, we wouldn't be able to grab some of these cards. Like, we wouldn't grab Marimons. And I think that the Amber Memory Boost doing this, purple also meets the color requirement, which helps us out. Well, we can just have a purple or a yellow out, and we can do this card. But it says main, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 yellow or purple card among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And then it also has the delay, gain 2, or place it in the battle area from security. So we're always going to be able to grab something outside of the red cards here. And this deck, doing a little bit of everything, comes with the downfall that we are in so many colors, and since our bottom line doesn't have multicolors, it's harder to hit the exact ones we want. But I do think that the Amber Memory Boost is the best option we have, considering our eggs are purple, so we can usually activate this card as well. And then I think just the best tamer for the deck is going to be this Matt Ishida. It is your memory setter, and then on play, return 1 purple Digimon card or 1 purple option card from your trash to your hand, so you can add back that Nightmare Soldier if you really need to, which is super good. I love this deck. It's really so much fun. It's such a cool deck. I love it. It does a lot of everything. I think that with this deck, you do have to put some time into it to really, take off and figure out what you want to do. Build your own lineups. Put your ratios to the way that you want to play it. And I build it a very toolbox way where I can do a little bit of everything, and it has it right. We can go through it. Neg DP, piercing, security tap +1, recovery. De-Digivolve, blow up small Digimon, draw one trap. Like, we have everything. I love this deck. I'm glad it is finally in the card game, but I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about this list? Have you played this deck yet? How do you feel about Nightmare Soldiers? Leave all that, what you want to say, in the comments below. Please leave the video a like. I love making these videos. I have so much fun talking about Digimon. It is my favorite, and I love Boltboutamon. That is the Boltboutamon deck profile. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Peace.